Well, this is really a treat. Getting to talk to the so private Tristan Dangerfield. Oh my, you're a good looking man. You're standing there as though you're David Basic Goliath. Such burning eyes. Oh, and you brought your tape recorder.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Logan. For one reason, I just want to be sure that what I say gets said as I said it. And in the event that it doesn't, I'll have a tape of my own I can sell to fans of my mother or myself, whatever.
Well, you're the angry young man, aren't you? Now, this is interesting, Tristan. We didn't hear a peep from you hardly for the whole 2 years after your mother's passing, and suddenly you have emerged with your fists flying, so to speak. Elaborate on that for me.
Well, I don't know all about what to say on that, except that I sort of went underground. I was just a kid bowled over. I didn't get any of my growth until I turned 14, and I guess now that I've shot up a little bit in my stature physically, maybe it's given me the feeling that it's time. I'm awfully nervous, Miss Logan.
Oh, call me Betsy. I'm a family friend. I've been around like a weed in your Dangerfield life for so long. They all love me by now, and why can't you? Oh, my dear, I see such hostility burning in your intense eyes. Oh, you have such amazing eyes.
Please don't try to flatter me. I'm here for one reason only, and that's to try to clear up some things that it's bothered me that you always took such unflattering pictures of my mom, although as though you wanted to show her at her worst all the time, whereas every picture, I mean, I've been studying the past issues of Tattletime, and all the pictures of my dad and Valerie and some of the others always look their best, and it's as though what is it, did you have a personal dislike for my mom?
Oh, my heavens, no. You just don't understand a thing about the media, darling. People like to read interesting things. They like to see people caught off guard. And well, your mother was such a showbiz person. She loved it. She loved being in Tattletime. And she always laughed at the awkward pictures. She had a wonderful sense of humor. I see you did not inherit that, or your father's sense of humor. My dear, don't you ever have some fun in your life? And what are your little things to enjoy and laugh at?
Well, I like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I eat tons of that. Makes me very happy. Yeah, I'm not here to try to come across good to you or try to prove anything to anybody. I just want to get some answers. I just want to try to set the record straight.
Well, I just don't know why you take this all so seriously. It's all in fun, darling. It's all done just for entertainment. That's what entertainment is. People get interested in other people's business, and it's my job to try to promote this. Everyone benefits, really.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but I don't think that the power of the press to abuse people and intrude on their privacy and print lies about them is doing anybody any big favors. And that's why I brought my tape recorder, because I I doubt that anything I say is going to get said the right way. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about it, but I am here to try. I'm only doing this one time. I'm not a person that likes this kind of thing. I'm doing this one time, this one showdown, if you want to call it that, to try to get my point across that my mom was a lot more than the sex symbol you always showed in your paper. Oh, well, everyone knows that, but that's the way she wanted to come across. Otherwise, why would she dress that way and act that way? Well, it was the only way she knew to get a foot in the door. That's all I know. But I want retractions made. I want things changed. Well, we can't hardly rewrite history, Tristan, just because you're offended about all of this. You have to go with the flow. You have to live things the way they are. Not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe this was a mistake. Oh, nonsense. Do try to relax. My goodness. I know this is your first time out, but do try to simmer down. Now, I just have to try to relax you a little bit and tell you how amazing it was. The first interview I had with your father was just, I look back and I still laugh about it to this day. Oh, did he ever put me on? It was back when he was just first here, and I didn't really know anything but the superficial areas, and he pulled the biggest prank on me. He did this interview telling the most outrageous lies and saying that he was raised by Hottentots and ate nails, and he had smelly bait sitting all over the house in buckets and everything to just utterly destroy my composure. And I was really done in, but I wound up laughing with him over it. Such a precious sense of humor. He was just made for the media. Miss Logan, I'm not here to talk about my dad. He's had enough coverage. His points have gotten across right and left. He's had his turn at bat. I'm here to talk about my mom. If we can't do that, I'm out of here. Oh, my. Well, what is it, Tristan, that... I mean, after all, we do have to, in order to talk about you and your point of view, we do have to talk about the people that you relate to. Now, I've made a few notes as a guideline here, and I do want to bring up the fact that you are reported as being very angry about them coming back, your dad and Valerie coming back from their marriage and redoing the house. And now they have moved in. The other children have moved in. Now, I need to clarify from your side about that. Is there a feud going on? There is no feud. They came back from their wedding, and she and them didn't move in right away. But they did redecorate the house, and I have to say with all honesty, it looks really good. And they didn't bother any of my stuff. But yeah, now they've moved in. And they try to be real careful not to upset me. And they haven't done anything wrong. And there's no feud. It's just that it's new. It's different. There's exercise equipment everywhere. I don't know how many machines they've got in there. I don't know why people buy stuff like that. Why don't they just go for walks or take swims? I don't see why people need all these treadmills and exercise things. And of course, Heather and I have teetotally nothing in common. She likes the aerobics. She likes all that stuff that I find totally juvenile. But that's okay. She has a right. You know, she wants to be a cheerleader and go out with that Arthur Mitchell guy, the football captain. Well, it's stereotypical girl stuff. Jay, well, he's a nice guy, really. Jay has invited me to share his computer stuff, and he's really an analytical type. He's smart. He wants to share stuff with me. He's generous. They're great brothers and sisters, and well, I don't have to tell you how likable Flynn and Robin are. Oh, that reminds me. I saw her at Dodge Donovan. His name is Donifer. He got upset because my dad introduced him on the show as Dodge Donovan. It's Dodge Donifer. Oh, yes. Well, Robin and Dodge Donifer were just hugging and kissing up a storm right outside the Furies. People saw them several times, and it's so they could keep their hands off each other. What do you think of that? I don't know. I think she's way too good for him. Well, it looks to me like they're just blindly in love, just totally swept away with each other. Perhaps there'll be a wedding. No, I don't think so. I'm counting on her to help me get my life in order. She has a right to have a boyfriend, I guess, if she wants him. Anyway, it's getting better because she's been talking to him about me playing in their band, playing rhythm. The rhythm guy they got is gonna be leaving pretty soon. His family's moving, and I don't know, it's not exactly the type of band I would have myself, but it's a start. Oh, you would play in the Furies band? Well, what about your cowboy hat you're always wearing and this fringed jacket? Would that fit into their image? No, it doesn't fit into their image, but I'm not going to change it. If they want me to play, I'm wearing this. This is my identity right now. Why did you pick that? Well, everybody's got their influences, and my biggest influences right now are Margie Wilson and Wesley Warren. Maybe I'm trying to look like him and play and sing like her. I don't know. It's what it is. I'm trying to figure my own style, but I really dig how they do their music. And well, Dodge has got his style, and it's got a lot of power to it. I don't know if I'm ready to, be the front man anyway right now. I can settle. I mean, I can't even play in clubs. I'm too young yet, but sometimes they do gigs at, different shopping malls and stuff like that to build up business. You gotta start somewhere. Well, what about your interest in being a minister or a priest or whatever that was? Was that just a passing fancy? No, it's no passing fancy. It's just that I realize right now I'm a long ways from mature. I got to get the plank out of my own eye before I can be ministering to other people and trying to help anybody there. At least I got enough sense to know that. I've got a lot of faults right now. I'm too critical and condemning of everything. But I guess I have to sift it through in order to find out what I do stand for. Anyway, I really didn't want to talk so much about myself. I wanted to ask you if you would consider doing a piece on bringing out the talent and the personality and the hard work of my mom. An issue spotlighting Kelly Jean, my mom. Well, dear, I did that, after the tragedy happened. I gave a lot of space to her and then also to Brett when I thought that it was covered quite well. Well, yeah, you talked about the tragic part and everything, but you never talked a whole lot about what my mom really stood for. And presented her as a person. You always presented her some kind of image thing that I don't like. Well, I can't very well do that. She made her own image. It's sad to say it's more or less going to have to stand that way. Whether you, perhaps you have resentment of what she presented herself as, but that really isn't anyone's fault but her own. It's not some kind of fault. Why didn't she have a right to present herself any way she wanted to? Everybody else did. How come you always picked on her a lot? Picked on her? Why, I didn't do any such thing. Yeah, but you did. See, I knew this would happen. I knew this would disintegrate into... But I'm not going to let this happen. See, I'm not here to argue with you or argue with the press. You can go ahead, you can abuse our feelings if you want to. I really can't stop you. But if you don't want to print what I say, you don't want to give any credence to the other side of things, I can start my own newsletter. I plan to eventually. I'm going to have my own media stuff. In fact, I'm real interested in this new thing that Dad has started, that Robin's doing. It's presenting a different look at news and media and everything through a decent viewpoint, a different perspective. Oh, I think I know what's happening. You children were so influenced by that school, that private school you went to, Cedar Grove Academy. Yes, well, that was founded and directed by Catholics. Yes, it was, but you didn't have to be a Catholic to go there. But sure, there was a lot of influence, but we actually went to the Presbyterian church. But it was a great school, and we learned a lot of good things there. And Dad, Brett, and Mom, and all of them thought that was the best place to send us, since we were showbiz kids, and we had some unusual pressures to cope with. So all of us went to Cedar Grove Academy. And if I'm reflecting any of their viewpoints, then I'm proud of it. I'm glad. They taught us a lot of good stuff. Makes a lot more sense than a lot of the other stuff that's going on. Well, we do have the angry young man here. I suppose you're going to change the world, Tristan. No, I have no illusions about that. I'm just going to change my corner of it the best I can. And everyone that I care about. I wonder sometimes, Miss Logan, if you don't want to take a different perspective on your own paper, this is what you're going to do the rest of your life? Write about gossip and write about people's mistakes? I would think that by now you'd want to go beyond that. There's a lot of interesting stuff to write about people that's beyond the superficial. That doesn't sell papers, darling.
You just don't understand how the wheel, what greases the wheel.
Well, maybe I understand a lot more than you think I do. And no, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm not trying to get anybody to think like I do. I just think we have a right to express our side of things. And there's no feuds going on, so I'd appreciate if you don't start writing about some kind of weird feud, black sheep type of thing. No. I'm getting along okay with my half brothers and sisters. They're great people, really. And there's no feud with Valerie. There's no feud with my dad. We're adjusting quite nicely. If there's any problems, it's me that's causing them, and I'm working on it. I'm working real hard on it. And they're giving me a lot of encouragement. I don't guess that'll sell very many papers, but that's what's happening.
Oh, goodness gracious. Such hostility.
You can call it hostility if you want. I'm just calling it the truth. If I can't shoot from the hip and just tell you how things are, you can't find any value in the truth. You just want to twist everything that we say. I just think we ought to have another paper that maybe is able to print things as they really are.
Well, you're trying to have a nice little Disneyland here, aren't you? Well, I wonder if you've heard that Disneyland has become 40% gay people work there now. It's become very...
I don't even want to talk about that issue. Ever since my dad took a stand against that Metamorphosis Films because of all that, it seems like that was the beginning of all the attacks and trouble that sucked my mom into that quicksand. Well, I'm not here to talk about that stuff. If Disney, Mickey Mouse, all of them want to go upside down every which way, I don't really give a snort. I've been disillusioned with the Disney machine for a long time anyway.
Well, you are a national treasure, Tristan.
I never said that. I'm just trying to maybe get the point across that the generation I come from has a lot of handicaps against them that yours didn't. We don't get to be innocent babes in the woods as long as kids before us did. Reality knocks us in the head pretty early, I guess. I mean, even there at Cedar Grove, as nice a place as it is, there's drugs, there's stuff going on.
Well, yes, it's everywhere now. And I'm wondering, what about you? A creative person like you is sure to have some serious addictive tendencies.
Well, like I said, I'm addicted to Ben & Jerry's ice cream. That's about as far as it's gone so far. But I don't know. I think that certain substances are okay. What were they made for anyway but to help mankind? It's the abuse thing. People are so greedy they don't know when to stop. They make it bad for everybody. They ruin it for everybody. But you're still not letting me talk about my mom's talent and her music.
Well, Tristan, she sold a lot of records and tapes and CDs, and the Quesaw videos are full of her work. A person could spend weeks just watching the Kelly Jean phenomena, and many people do. She's very popular.
That's not really her. That's just a distorted image.
Well, go and argue with all the still photos and the movies and the Quesaw videos, and Tell me that then. They speak for themselves.
I have to go. I have a dentist appointment.
No, Tristan, let's finish this that you've started. I haven't even scratched the surface of what's brewing in that young lion's heart of yours. Now you come back here. You come back here. Don't you walk away in a huff like that. I know you're a very idealistic young man, and I think that's wonderful. But what about, you're going through puberty right now. God knows that's tough enough in its own self. Now, surely, Tristan, you must have tons of girls after you, or have a special girlfriend. Let's talk about that. That's what all the people your age out there want to know about the famous son of our famous Captain Squint.
I don't know anything about what's happening there. I'm sort of stuck like Hank Williams Jr. was. I'm a big admirer of what he had to face, and I'm trying to be sure that the people that are my friends are not just trying to get in on, the fame and the money thing, fortune hunters and all that. Just find that to be despisable. I have my own friends. I could be out every night if I want to. It's just I don't really want to. And a lot of people are jealous of the time I put into my songwriting and my music. And they want to come first, and I can't make them first because I got this thing I have to do. And so they get kind of sore about that. And then they don't call. Well, I'm sorry. I don't do it to hurt people. The last thing I want to do is hurt anybody. But I have to do what I have to do. Corny as that sounds, I'm not trying to sound like John Wayne here. A man's got to do what a man's got to do. I'm just trying to... I don't know how many years I've got on this earth. Maybe not that many. Sometimes I have bad dreams that I'm not going to make it very long. Two of my favorite people, River Phoenix and Kurt Cobain, and many more, Maybe I'm selfish with my time. But time's the stuff life's made of, and I've only got so many hours in the day. I have to get this thing launched.
Well, I heard rumors that you were planning to drop out of school and go to Greenwich Village. Is that true?
Oh, no. I said I wanted to go to Greenwich Village someday, but I'm not going to drop out of school, handicap myself like that. I'm not that crazy about school. I'm not a great scholar like Robin and Jay. And Heather likes it because of all the social stuff. I just want to get my diploma.
What about college? Or are you planning to go to some kind of school, occupational school?
No, I'm not planning on doing anything like that.
Well, I guess you have a trust fund you can count on.
Yeah, we all have trust funds set up for us, but that's not what I'm counting on either. I may go to Europe. I want to study. I want to broaden my mind different ways. Yeah, I might go to Greenwich Village. I might go a lot of places. It's one thing I want to do is travel, see other things.
A boy in search of himself. That's very interesting. You should write a book about that, Tristan. Are you interested in writing?
Yeah, I'm interested in songwriting and writing. But I haven't lived enough yet to, I haven't got any great big gems of wisdom to share with anybody yet. That's what this is all about. The only kind of songs I can write right now are about feelings. I don't want my songs to be laughed at as some kind of adolescent achings